Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again, and we're inside of Photoshop again. This is new Photoshop, by the way. The older ones, you'd still be able to do the same thing because all I'm using is a simple file and a simple brush. Being a simple artist, that's all I need. So, I had some free time. I was at my mum's house, and I thought, well, while I'm here, might as well do some sketching, get some practice going. So, I just painted what I was seeing. There's a few plants there, and a view towards the window, and outside the window, there's a car park there. So there's the front part of the car, so I've got to paint it all in, and there's a lot to paint actually. So what I do is I look at the whole thing, and look at what stands out, squint your eyes down, have a look, what colours stand out, what's the brightest, and this area where the car is, the sun was hitting the windscreen and front part, and that was the brightest area, so and it made it more of an impression on my eyes. So I tried to do that on the tablet. Yeah, so this video I've hopefully named how to cure artist's block, or painter's block is what I call it. I like to call everything something painters, because I try and consider myself as a painter, and I always tell myself, well, try and name things that are painter something, like a painter's smile and painter's block. Although the cure to painter's block, as we're answering that question for this video really, is what cured my painter's block. And that is to paint anything and everything. And not to even think how much I can sell a picture for, or why do it. You know, those sort of reasonings I remove from my mind, because well, why do I want to paint? Well, because it's fun, because I enjoy it. If the painting becomes something that sells, great. If it becomes something else, maybe you do a sketch like I'm doing now and it becomes another painting or whatever. I mean, I don't think of any of that anymore. All I think about is doing the painting and enjoying it, learning, because that's all I want out of painting now. I want to learn and get better and enjoy it, and above all enjoy it, because for a while I used to think, what should I paint, what will people like to see, or what will get me views on YouTube. and then eventually you start to think, by the way, that black is way too black. Good job I changed it. My recording's going a bit weird. Yeah, what was I saying now? Yeah, I used to think I needed to please people with my artwork, and that thought stopped me from doing the art that I wanted to do. And I used to also think, oh well, I can't do it if I'm not earning any money. I need to earn money because I don't want to work at the job that I'm doing. But then again, that's not really the right way to think, because if you do something you're going to enjoy doing, like painting this view of this window, and I enjoy doing it, then great. I mean, there we go. That's mission accomplished, really, isn't it? If you enjoy it. And I think about that a lot now, about the enjoyment factor. So, doing this picture, I was squinting my eyes down, giving it the old gurn, and trying to see what's light and dark using that, and then what colours stand out, and thinking about all those things, and then just going for it. I think I'm gonna have to change a few settings on my tablet because it's really struggling to record me. I might have to make it a smaller pixel file size or something, but you get the idea anyway. So yeah, I actually did another painting today. I did one this morning, and I did another one in the afternoon, and then I've got another one planned. I've got lots planned actually. What I might do is do some on this computer as well, because it's a bit faster and it'll record all the brush strokes. But I'm enjoying doing these. Gives you an idea at least. So those curtains, I just painted that pinkish hue in. I was looking at those curtains and I was thinking, what's the main colour that I see? Because you see a lot of colours. I mean, let's be honest, that brickwork that I painted is an orangey colour. There's all sorts of colours in it. It's just the orange is the colour that stood out to me with my eyes. That was the main colour overall, and that's what I kind of go for. Go for the main colour overall, and then just put that in for these kind of sketches, and then I'm looking for the little bits of light that's hitting things, and I try and put those in, trying to create the impression of what I see onto this screen. Which is a challenge, to be honest. It is a challenge. It's quite a big challenge, really. But it's good. It's good fun. It's good practice. Each one of these you do, you get a bit better, and that's what I want to do. And I do find if you just paint anything like this, this view of the window, you get better at painting things you make up, because if you paint what's out there, you're using colour that's out there, and you're picking things up, a lot up, that you don't realise. You don't realise how much you learn by doing that, by just painting what's out there, what you see. You learn a heck of a lot. In fact, I would say you learn a lot more doing stuff like that than copying people's paintings. I've done a lot of copies of paintings and things. Some I've filmed, some I haven't, and you do learn from doing that. But I find I learn a million times more painting my own views of the world. But that's just me personally. That's what I've found for me. Something Van Gogh would do is paint anything and everything to get better. So taking a bit of his advice, I'm painting anything and everything. And I'm not doing precise colourings as well. That window frame was not exactly that blue. It was more of a dull grey, and I made a conscious decision to change it, because I knew that cooler blue colour, for me anyway, would look better. It would look darker. So I'm working on this chair. It's funny, chairs. I've done loads of landscape paintings. Loads. I haven't painted many chairs. I've actually done more interior things recently because I thought I always go outside in the woods or on a field and paint stuff and paint buildings from the outside, but never inside. Never really scenes inside, so I thought I need to do more of that. And it's exciting to do more different things, and that's a good way to get rid of your creative block, artist block, is to do things you don't normally do. There's another tip, is using different media, because if you're always using watercolors or acrylics, try something else. If you've not digitally painted before, maybe try that. Do you know someone who's got an iPad with Procreate or Photoshop on, or GIMP? There's a free piece of software called GIMP. Is quite good. I was using that the other day just to try it out. But I'm so used to Photoshop that I just enjoy not thinking about the software and just doing it. Yeah, them curtains, they were like a really dark red and then that light red, and I just let the brush stroke kind of make that shape of the curtain. And there's a chair there, really trying to squinting and trying to see everything going on this. And if you look on that square, it goes from a saturated to a desaturated square, and that's, I'm always picking colours from the desaturated area where I don't want it to stand out, and if you want it to stand out, you go towards the saturated area. So it's another thing I think about. I mean, when you're painting life, what you see, then you can do that. Anyway, you can look at the colour and ask yourself, how strong is it? How saturated is it? So I decided to get rid of the coolness of the window frame there. I've left a hint of it, but I was looking again and I thought, that don't look quite right. And then the light has brought up a bit of colour on that chair, the light from the window. There's something else I find Photoshop has done for me. It's made me better with colour. That I was not expecting. All the things I thought Photoshop was and what it could do for me to help me as an artist, that I wasn't expecting. That was a bit of a Brucey bonus, really. I was not expecting to get better of colour by using Photoshop. I think it's because I'm doing more of these things. Oh yeah, my mum got in frame, so I thought I'd quickly sketch the silhouette out, so when she moved, I could fill it in afterwards. You know, it's one of those opportunities. You you can get a figure in your painting. That's great, isn't it? Quickly get it quickly painted in. She was looking at something. See, it's been a bit of a hard time for me recently because my nan has passed away, and I was quite close to my nan, and it's been quite a sad time. But it's part of life, isn't it? You gotta accept things. And one of the things she always enjoyed was looking at the pictures that I was doing. She always enjoyed looking at my paintings and seeing how I was progressing. She said not that long ago, she was looking at my work and she said, "Wow, you really got a lot better." So, as you can see, it's a TV screen. I'm actually painting the reflection in the TV, and that's what I was facing. And you could just about make out things, and I was enjoying myself doing that because I've never done that before. Tried doing that, painting the reflection of a TV screen. It's quite good fun, real good challenge. But the light was shining and it showed everything on the TV, so I thought, oh, I'll have to try that. There's a chair there. Yeah, that's why a lot of the colours are quite dull, because they're reflecting off the black of the screen. There's something else that I find interesting about painting, and there's a lot of courses and stuff about the texture of things, the texture of something metal or something material like or something. There are different textures and how they should look, and something I think is that if you do a lot of these sort of things, these maybe not so much a lot of not a lot of paintings of TV reflections, don't specialize in that, but maybe I should specialize in that. But if you do a lot of these still life type paintings or painting from life and doing this sort of thing, you will get better at doing different materials. And one of the best tips that I can think of is just look at the material and how the light reacts on it and just paint it. And if you do that, the look of the material will just appear, and the texture or whatever you want to say just appears. It just becomes that. That's my opinion anyway. I know some people do full courses on different textures and things of of stuff, and that's the easiest way of doing it. It's just to paint different stuff. I suppose when you're making stuff up, it's a bit different than if you're just painting from life like this. But yeah, there's a curtain. There's curtains on that front. The same curtains are behind this TV, so using similar colours, and the light is coming from behind, hitting, well, not hitting, just making those curtains a bit transparent, and it creates that pinky colour. So you get a nice pink to a dull sort of red where the wall is. Interesting, isn't it? I wonder how many people has painted a reflection of a TV. It's quite a fun one. And I really like the brush, the gouache brush. It's such a simple brush, but it's got a bit of a paint texture on it, almost like the brush is dry. I quite like that. So if you're going to paint a reflection of a TV, then take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush. Enjoy it. Enjoy that time. That part of the wall is quite dark, so I'll put that in. And it does have some flowers on the wallpaper, but I missed that out. I thought, nah, it'll take a bit too long to mess around putting flowers on the wall. So I cleverly edited it out. I thought, nah, I'll just see if I can look for more other stuff that I can paint in. I was looking at the way the light was hitting the TV. It was like the plastic frame that's around it, or the way the light was bouncing off it. So that's what I mean about different surfaces and how the light reacts with it. That's a good way of practicing that, is just looking at the light and how it's hitting things. And there's a lot of things that you see when you're a painter that you don't see normally, you just don't notice. It's like they say, you've got to learn how to see. See what you can see and not what you think you can see. And I used to hate that saying. But you do have to kind of teach yourself how to look at things. See that bit of red? That's the standby light on the TV. I think that makes the painting, actually. Because that was... I was thinking, I need to do that cable in the background. There's the aerial cable running down the wall there. And I was looking at the whole painting. And it's quite a loose painting. It's enough detail for you to see what it is. And I was quite happy actually that I managed to get something, because it's quite a hard scene to paint because my eyes kept changing to the darkness of the TV, to the lightness around the room and stuff, and and looking at the tablet as well. It did get, it's quite hard, but I got something. I enjoyed myself, and yeah, I'm enjoying myself, so that's good. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll see you at another one. So thanks very much for watching, and don't forget, if you're struggling and you don't know what to paint, just paint anything. Paint anything and everything. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.